Alright, folks. I don't expect anybody to really see this right now, given it's really kind of early. I'm not even going to publish this anywhere. I'm just going to record it for the sake of the owner to see kind of what needed to be done to their 1200. Otherwise, oh, got the wrong bit. Otherwise, for the most part, there's not really anything too exciting. If anybody does happen to join in, then, you know, cool. So this is an Amiga 1200. Immediately speaking, it needs a new IDE header. The one that's on it's rotted, so we're gonna remove that. Got to get the caps off. I don't foresee this being. I have a little under an hour, like 45 minutes. So we're just gonna kind of breeze through this. Am I streaming? There we go. Okay, there we go. Alright, but yeah, so right now just removing the last, I'm removing the back plane connectors and we'll get started. Keep my desoldering gun alive so I can remove the old through-hole caps as soon as we get this off, and then we'll also probably do the there we go. Of course, somebody's messaging me. Okay. I should get like an electric. I guess I don't have enough. I know it seems vertical for you guys, the board, but it's actually horizontal. It's just the camera's the opposite direction. I should probably rotate that, but whatever. I'm really only doing the stream just for, yeah, I'm bored. Nothing else really. Alright, there we go. So we got that bad boy all loosened up. And of course the board is sticking. There we go. Oh. Oh. Oh no. I don't like that. I'm not even gonna flip this board over till I show you this. Glad I did the live stream. Check that out. Oh no. Is that through the Mylar or whatever this is? No, wait. No. No, but oh no, what is it? Ooh. Glad I did. I mean, I say this I did this live, but I legitimately, you know. Okay, let's flip this board over. Oh my. Oh my. Is there anything else? So let me zoom in here. Let me open the I know it would be better to have like a camera autofocus, but believe it or not, this camera was cheap and does a pretty damn good job. I'll adjust the focus. I'm just trying to get the board. There we go. Oh, that's interesting. That's going to be a lot of fun to clean up, actually, as I say sarcastically. Let me get a photo of that. All right. Well, I guess let's go ahead and remove that and see what we're dealing with. That was not how I expected this to start. Probably gonna have to... Ooh, that just broke right off. Oh no. Alright, let me figure out what that is. Let's go to the Amiga PCB. Figure out what that is. That pad is gone, that's for sure. I don't know if this is the right revision. What is this, a 1A actually? 1B. I chose 2B. Unfortunately, they only have the 1D, which should be close enough. Yeah, that got real. That must have shorted if I had to guess. Oh no. Well, so I thought I had dropped the board, but you can see there's another one right there. What happened? Oh my. Any others I didn't notice? Again, this is the first time I'm seeing this board, so that's why I said, you know, I guess it's good I did this live, because this is my honest reaction. The issue with capacitors... Man, this is going to be... sure, guy. Okay, well, back to finding what that other cap goes to. So if I'm looking at that, that's R22, so it's this one here. So that cap is a 220 nanofarad on, it's just on the 5-volt line. Okay, so I can bypass that. That's not a huge issue. I mean, I could pretty much put that anywhere. Alright. So... Thankfully, these boards are mostly single layer. So I just need to more or less clean up the damage, and then we'll put a new cap there. I wonder if somebody connected the wrong... No, even if they connected the wrong capacitor there, it shouldn't have... I really should change... You know what? I am going to flip the orientation of this. Okay, so now if I move that way, there we go. So now at least my orientation is the same. That helps. Doesn't really... All right. So if I look at that, that burned right down to the oh man, that burned right into the next copper layer. Let us check. So if you look, you can see that's actually right into the ground plane. So the board is, I think, 4 layers, something like that. I might have to take another board as a reference because this is showing a 10 ohm short. Actually, that's the 5-volt rail. There's like an 11 ohm short there. That doesn't sound too wrong off the top of my head. All right. Hey, Jeremy. I didn't think anybody would actually end up seeing this, but I just kind of jumped on to kill some time in the morning here and before I go to work. This poor board has got Hey, Dave. Hey. Been a while, buddy. Don't worry, I still like you. I just decided weekends are my time. I don't work on weekends anymore. It gives me time to relax and decompress. Especially when I have to deal with things like this. Alright, I have another 1200 sitting next to me. I'm going to, take all the parts for their 1200 and put them somewhere a little more responsibly. I'm sure I've missed a lot of cool things. But yeah, just weekends are, especially on Sundays, for me, it's just... Alright, so we have another 1200 here. I'm just going to check what, I also got to put back their ROMs. I have another camera. I need to set that back up for other views. Give me a second. I'm just checking what the ohms reading is for across the 12 volt rail or the 5 volt rail here, because oh boy, that's not good. Yeah, okay. What if I read it? Yeah, that's not good. Hey, you know, if you need anything from me, let me know, buddy. I'm always Alright, we got a big problem. This board's got a fucking short right across the 12 volt rail. Or the 5, I think it's either 5 or it's 5 volts. There's a short across the 5 volt rail. It's about 10 ohms. That ain't good. That means either one of the ceramic caps are shorted. That really doesn't make my morning. I'm glad I checked that. I gotta set this somewhere out of the way. The out of the way part is actually going to be the challenge. Alright, I'm just going to set it right here. There we go. Good enough for now. Okay, so this board might actually be a lost cause, because when there's a short like that, finding it could be actually bigger. I do have a short injector. Let me zoom out here. But I do have a short injector that I bought recently. Not good, though. Not good at all. So right now, if we measure across the 5 volt rail, we have 10 ohms. That is not good. That is very bad. So if you do the math, that ends up being, you know, just do 5 times 10 and you'll figure out the ohms that it, or the watt amperage it's drawing. Okay. Yeah. Solid 10 ohms across. So either we have another shorted ceramic. Yeah. We have probably another shorted ceramic. or it's the carbonation. Okay, can my phone stop going off? I swear. Like, my phone's gone off like so many times this morning. All right, here's what we're going to do. We are going to go ahead and remove the regular SMD caps. I'm going to see, and of course my desoldering. Yep, okay. All right, well, I do have a fault injector, so anyway. I might have to eventually. You will no longer, by the way, be hearing the Moo gun. I no longer use a Hacko, at least at the moment. I have one still. I have this other desoldering gun that I've been experimenting with so far. I have the only issue it has is thicker ground planes, but even the Hacko sometimes had problems with that, so. There we good enough. Yeah, so we're going to remove all the through holes, and then, or at least all the ones I need to remove, I should say. Yeah, this could be a bitch to figure out where it's shorted, because that one came out perfect. Okay, that one's done. So far it's not too shabby. It's a lot cheaper than the Hacko, and it's a pistol instead, or a base. And it comes with a soldering iron should you need one, but tips are also a fraction of the cost. Okay, so we've now gotten the through holes off. Now we can focus on getting the surface mounts off. And for that, I'm going to use this guy. It's USB-C powered. It was supposed to be my portable desoldering tools, but it ended up being just so useful in my daily work. I was just like, you know what? Why bother? Well, we got a leaky cap there. Got quite a few leaky caps. Oh man, this reeks. I'm not even gonna lie. Woo! Oh man, that smells really bad. Okay. Okay. I really don't know. I was talking to somebody about going, and it's kind of fallen by the wayside. The issue for me is it's a 10-hour drive, and I don't know. I'm let's see if I can get out. Okay. Oh, this won't be perfect because this camera doesn't. I guess actually I can. Okay. I need to get... Man, every cap on this bad boy is leaked. Well, that one... Okay. Come from this side. Okay. All right. Alright, I will worry about those later. Now, I want to focus on cleaning up. Alright, gotta go ahead and unplug this for now. Okay, good. Come on. Come on. Why is it always the braid has to get wrapped up into like 50 things? Come on. That's the old braid. Come on. Really, braid? You gotta get wrapped up in everything? Boy. Yes. Well, it's also because the gun itself isn't the pump. The pump is inside of a base, so you don't have to, hear the right on top of it. But the base is quite quiet, surprisingly. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and. I think this with tips and everything was like 160 with a 10% off coupon. So in comparison to the Hacko, now it's not as portable as the Hacko, but the maintenance cost is far lower. I wonder if my short could be from these broken pins. Oh my goodness. Every one of these pins is just gone. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. So many of those pins have just rotted right off. That's insane. All right, but let's see if that cleared up our short at all. Nope. Now we're up to 15 ohms. That ain't good. That's not good. Not good at all. Where'd my tweezers go? Yeah. I don't know if the short is here or somewhere else. So looking at this, – I should have looked at the other board. So looking at it, interesting. The rail runs on the top of the board, or at least on the surface, I should say. That suggests that there's maybe another failed ceramic. Oh, man, think this is gonna probably require voltage injection to figure out if. Because even the other one that was damaged, that ran on the top too. That, like, it's all surface. Only the surface of the fiberglass is damaged. The other one, it went through the board, but. So we should have somewhere around 300 ohms, is what I read on the other board. We have 10. Now, board probably will work, believe it or not, even with that. But I'm really not inclined to try that. Stupid. I don't see any signs of other immediately speaking damaged. And this low of a ohm reading generally wouldn't suggest a like, what's the word I'm looking for? It wouldn't suggest that it's like electrolyte or something like that. It would suggest it's definitely, yeah. And of course I don't have my volt injection tool with me. That's in the car. The only issue with this gun is the tip is definitely a bit larger than it might just be easier to pluck these out with okay, got a bunch of them out. I'm out of the board. I'm going to turn down the airspeed. Okay, we'll let that cool down again. Oh, I'm going to have to be leaving here shortly. There we go. Given I didn't care about the original connector, board is perfect. Just need to clean off the holes. Come on, old solder. Okay, does not like that solder. Okay. Okay, there's a bunch of crap on the bottom. I gotta clean that up. I gotta get out of here too, though. Okay, almost there. Got like 3 holes left. And then I can hop out of here. Come on. Okay. And done. Now we will clean up the top with just to get rid of like get the burnt plastic look. And there we go. Normally I'd prefer to just use that gun, but unfortunately it looks like I got one hole I gotta clean out, but there we go. Overall, that's good. Let's see if our short's still there. It probably is. Don't expect it to have gone away. I gotta contact the owner about that. Yep, still there. 15 ohms. Okay. Well, as much as I don't want to do this, the power supply will not. Oh. Whatever it is, likely is going to get warm. Because 15 ohms isn't a dead short. So I don't really need to worry about it killing the board. Because it's not a dead short. And I got a few minutes. Oh, no, I don't. Crap. Alright, let's see what happens. Okay. It's on. Alright, it is booting. I can see it's working. I need to figure out where that short is. Something on the bottom, probably. I have a thermal camera. I'll bust that out later. I got to run to work. Thank you all for joining. Hope somebody learned something. Okay, bye.